Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate. Tuesday, everybody. It's 7:30. Dash is barking at me to throw his ball. That could only mean it's time for one thing, and that is Through the Garden Gate. Will Jamie be back from the pub? Is a good question. Hello.
Ye of little faith. Am I on my account or Garden Grand Ball?
Your account.
Oh, okay. It's just come up, said Jamie's allotment's going live. It's telling me myself.
Confusing.
Right, so I need to just pre-warn you. I have a very, very sore tooth here. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Hello, Jenny Rand. So if I sit there and wince and hold my face and squeal a bit occasionally, it's just because I've got a sore tooth.
You need a big thing of peas on your face.
Yeah, big ice packs. Oh, it's been horrible. Toothache, isn't it? The worst.
It is horrible. It just ruins your day, doesn't it?
Oh well, I felt it a couple of days back. You know, when you think, oh, you think, oh, there's a bit of a, and then you forget about it. And then yesterday a little bit more, and then this morning, and all day today, it's gone right from in my inner ear, down my face, and under my jaw, and it's obviously there's a hole in my tooth or whatever, and it's got infected. So,
boo to that.
so I rang 12 dentists on the way home from work, and 6 of them said, "Oh no, we're too busy," and other 6 of them said you have to ring up between 8 and 9 in the morning. It's first come, first serve with our emergency appointments.
Yeah. It's rubbish. Dentistry in this country is just an absolute joke.
It is horrendous, isn't it?
Even if you pay for it, it's still not great.
I know, yeah, that's the thing. That was even one of them was my actual dentist, and they said, "Well, yeah, you might be on the books, but you've still got to ring up and first come, first serve." Oh, fantastic, brilliant. Oh, ring 111. No, I ain't thought about that.
Give me some drugs.
Oh, I've had loads of drugs today. Terrible. Only a paracetamol and ibuprofen though. Nothing too
Nothing serious.
Oh, over here it's one of the dentists I spoke. I know we're on a gardening podcast, but I just want to tell you quickly. I spoke to one of the dentist women, not the receptionist, and she said, "Oh yeah, you can ring up tomorrow, blah blah." But I will warn you, it's £150 for the consultation if you were to win it in the morning, and then anything after that, any drugs, any X-rays, any fill-ins, etc., etc., is going to be on top of that, and they will pre-warn you before they do it. I thought, oh my god, £150! I won't be going to that one.
No, it's obscene how anyone can afford dentistry anymore.
Oh, it's terrible, absolutely terrible. We lost our dentist in lockdown. We managed to get another one about a year ago, but our one just closed down. So we didn't have one for 2.5 years. Yeah, terrible. Anyway, let's talk about gardening.
Do you want to talk about gardening, or do you want to talk about what happened on Friday?
What happened Friday?
When you went to London.
When I went to London? Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Mark. Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. So, when we bought our motorhome, some will know, some won't, some won't. We bought a new motorhome from London back in May. And we since found out that we were in the low emission zone of London where it was parked, and we drove it out of the low emission zone, and we didn't know about it, and we got a fine for £1,000 come through. So this is what I told. So on Friday, we went to a tribunal. I've been fighting it all the way through. Went to a tribunal on Friday, and I sat in this office with this woman saying this, that, the other. I know we tried to play on it, even like Kim said, put your best Norfolk accent on. But basically, I'd done the tribunal just to say it was a complete accident. We had proof that we paid for our insurance, we paid for our tax, we paid for the data for crossing. We'd done everything to drive that vehicle home by the law that we thought. Yeah. We didn't realise, so we got this fine, £1,000. The reason it's £1,000 is because it's a motorhome and it's quite a big motorhome, so it's basically a van, quite a big van. Yeah, a very small lorry. Yeah. So we got to the tribunal, and so we thought what we had Googled. We thought it was £17 a day if you want to pay for to drive the vehicle in London. It's £17 a day, but it turns out it's £300 a day to drive that particular vehicle. Because they don't want them in there anymore, because it's an older vehicle. It hasn't got all the AdBlue stuff. It's not as good for the environment, etc., etc. It's not years old. It's it's 2006. Yeah. So things started coming together. I've said several times that the man who bought it off didn't mention we were in it, because if he'd have said, I would have paid £17, obviously, to drive home. Yeah. The reason he didn't say it, because it's 300 bloody quid. Right. And if he would have said there and then, oh yeah, don't forget you got to pay £300 to drive out of London, I would have kicked off and said, well, you can either pay it or you can keep it or whatever. So that's why he obviously didn't tell us. Say it. Yes. So that's why, and that's the reason he wanted to get rid of it, because you think if he took it out from his house, he had to pay £300 a day, drove it out, went on holiday for a week, and £300 to bring it back in again. It's obscene, isn't it? So that's £600 on his, on his holiday costs or whatever. So that's why he didn't want to get it. So it's all coming together. Why? And so at the tribunal, she was really nice, and we went through the whole lot, and begged, pleaded, sorry, this, that, the other, we won't ever do it again, etc., etc., etc. And she said, yeah, but my job is to prove you did, or they did, or you didn't, or they didn't, basically. And they done everything by the book. Every sign was in place, blah, 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 blah. And I drove out without paying it. So that was it. But so the thing is, because it's over the 14 days, it's gone up to £2,000. And I sat there, Teresa and I sat at the desk, and we just almost had tears rolling down our cheeks, thinking, what the hell? I said to the woman, if we were some haulage company making loads of money out of it and all that, yeah, fair enough, but we're not. We're just some standard people. Went and bought the motorhome of our dreams. We've been saving it for God knows how long, and it's now cost us an extra £2,000 because of a silly mistake that we didn't know. We didn't see the signs. We got a bus from the middle of London out to where this van was. So we were up. We didn't see any. We was on the top deck of a bus. We didn't see any signs. But what she has done in her report, she's kind of said to Transport for London, can you please see it in your hearts to bring it back down to the original £1,000 for these two people, because they didn't do it with any intent or anything like that. So we've got to wait for them to come back. It could be £2,000. It could be £1,000. Yes, and I am going to ask for a payment plan, whatever it is. Yeah, I could pay it. I don't want to. I want them to have to wait, So I will ask them for some kind of payment plan, as little as I can get away with every month.
For as long as possible.
For as long as possible, let them drag it out, definitely. So, Yeah, so that really put a bit of a dampener on our trip to London. But then we did go and see Warhorse in the theatre, which was absolutely amazing.
I bet it was.
Yeah, really good, really good. Yeah, that was really really good. Loved all that. But so that's done now. I'm never going to drive anything in London ever again. Not even a
Unless it's a
bloody
bike.
push bike. Not doing it at all. No, I hated it. Oh, as long as your payment plan is interest free. Oh God, yeah. Not we paying no interest on it. No way.
I
Mm.
hope they don't do that.
I don't think they can.
No,
I don't think they can.
you wouldn't.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Right, that's that out of the way. Gardening. Give me some nice thing to talk about. Yeah, did you see my tomatoes?
Yeah, good haul.
All that I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, and think, oh, they're rubbish, they're rubbish, they're rubbish, and all of a sudden, bang! Within a week, every plant is now producing.
Yeah.
Obviously, not more tomatoes now because that's way too way too far gone to actually make more tomatoes. But everything that's on there is gradually starting to turn. So
Yeah, I've got billions.
it's happening. Look at that. Love it. You need to get them off.
Got loads in the fridge already, and my mum and dad came and took a load today. So it's that time of year when you can't get rid of them fast enough.
Northeast girls, tomatoes are doing well. Mine haven't been, and a lot of people's haven't been.
They're just really slow because it's just been so mild and barely any sunshine. It's just like it's just dragging, isn't it?
And the crop is just completely. Well, I reckon I'm a third down, 2/3 down on what last year. I think.
I think I'm better than last year,
Oh,
to be honest.
well, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, I've definitely got more. But I think I've got different varieties that I had last year. I had a lot more smaller tomatoes last year, whereas this year I've got quite a lot of big ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, the cherry tomatoes there's billions of as well. So yeah, I think I'm slightly better. But again, I've got a better setup because this polytunnel's better.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
I've the comparison with last year is a rubbish polytunnel that wasn't very good.
Mm. Yeah, it makes a difference. I mean, I've got probably 12 plants outside, and none of them are red. There's thousands of green ones on them, and I don't think they're going to turn. So they're going to be my chutney tomatoes.
No, I'm the same. Any extras that I had that wouldn't fit in the polytunnel, I've shoved outside at the same time.
Exactly.
Not even had
Yeah.
a single tomato off them. They're all green.
Yeah, they're all green. Every single one of mine outside are green.
Yeah. Whereas last
So-
year you had red tomatoes all over them at the same time as you had your greenhouse, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they would go in just as well, but not now. Joe's her black cherry one's been amazing. What was that? I don't want to touch my comments, Mark. Let's just scroll back. What was that one a minute ago about plant growth?
Jenny Wren saying my garden was all planted so late due to the number of reasons, but they have loved the plant grow and are romping away.
Of course they have. They love that plant grow. Jenny Wren won my giveaway.
Plant grows obviously the magic ingredient for good tomatoes.
Yeah, definitely it is. Yeah, definitely is. Northeast girl, my first time growing them. What tomatoes? Wow. Tomatoes are my favourite crop of everything that I've grown out there every year. Just absolutely love tomatoes. I can't do without.
Oh, and look at this. Oh.
Loofah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually going crazy at last. I
Yes.
don't think I'll actually get a loofah. It's a bit late again.
I must admit, my loofah plant is just starting to grow.
Yeah.
That's one of Ben's seeds.
Yeah, I think mine is as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I'll get any significant louver on it. It's too late, but it's just nice to see the actual plant growing for a
Exactly.
change. Usually
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
just got nothing.
They normally just stop at about 6 inches.
Yeah, and
Cucumber's my favourite. It grows so much easier. I've had some great cucumbers this year already, and there's still probably 10 on the plants. I've got 4 plants, and they're absolutely amazing. They're growing dead straight. Lovely, lovely cucumbers.
I've still not got a courgette. It's about this big now.
You're kidding me. Bloody courgettes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I say,
2 years in a row of not having courgettes. Supposedly the easiest thing in the world to grow.
what is going on with that then? That's ridiculous.
Lincolnshire's obviously not a good place to grow squash.
No.
Cabbages, yes. Beets.
I've got tons of beetroot.
Yeah, I have
Loving,
as well.
loving the beetroot. My beans have all gone. They've gone out. They're gone brown. They're drying. Apart from one of my teepees. I don't know why. Maybe I didn't water them enough, but I'm just leaving them now. I'm going to have dry beans. Even the runner beans, I'm going to pod them.
Yeah, I haven't had any runner beans or anything yet.
My stored beans are doing all right. I keep eating them.
No, I've not had anything off them. The slugs keep eating the flowers.
Oh, bloody hell.
I think they've done that at work with the tomatoes as well. They've eaten all the flowers off the upper trusses of flowers. So there's literally like barely any tomatoes on the
That's
plants.
horrendous, isn't it? Slugs are getting up right
Yeah.
at the top and eating the bloody flowers.
Desperate that they're just eating flowers.
Oh, so I planted ginger root, and both of mine have now got about 1.5 inches of new plant coming through. Taken a while. 10th of July, I planted those. Done them with Julia Parker, and they're now both roots are coming up about 1.5 inches, 2 inches tall.
That's good then.
Mm.
Joe says her courgettes have been good.
Yeah, my courgettes have been fine.
Dog's ball is the same colour as the floor because it's so dirty, and he keeps putting it at my feet. And I see it. What colour of it?
Oh,
I must
lovely.
see that.
Beautiful. What have you been doing at work then? You've been on your own? Has Chris been gallivanting again?
Well, Chris is at Glee for the next 3 days. 2 days after say. So
Yeah.
the own. So did a bit of topiary today. 2 yew cones this morning, and then I have cut some meadows down this afternoon. But it was a short day because my car broke this morning, and then I had to leave early to go and pick Steph and George up from school because I took Steph's car.
Oh, of course, yeah.
My car is broke.
What's happened to it?
Wheel bearing's gone.
Oh.
I didn't want to. Well, I was going to drive it this morning, but I started driving down the road and was like, that doesn't sound good. I'm not risking that. I'd rather not get paid.
Yeah.
End up completely knackering it big style.
No, there's no point, is there? There's no point.
Yeah. And then rang loads of garages, and pretty much the same as dentists. Trying to get a garage is hard work at the moment. They're all like, oh, we can fit you in like Monday the 23rd.
Yes. I normally need my car.
Luckily, I managed to find one that would fit me in tomorrow, so hopefully it'll get sorted.
Yeah.
Depends how long it takes to get fixed.
If you direct message me, and I'll talk you through what I did with my ginger. I ain't been doing much in the garden really. Been harvesting. I've sown a few salads and things, mitsunas and comet zunas, different lettuces and salads.
Yeah, I planted some lettuces the other day in the veg truck down near the house.
Yeah.
Just to refresh it all because it had all got a bit tired.
Normally, I will plant stuff in the greenhouse over winter, but I can't this year because as soon as my tomatoes are gone,
it's going down.
It's coming down. I'm going to put my two new polytunnels up. So that's kind of exciting, actually. I'm kind of
transformation going on.
Wishing the tomatoes away.
We're off till next year.
Yeah, go away, and then you can have a better life next year in the new polytunnels.
Next year.
Right, enough about us.
Get our guest in.
Get her in.
So, tonight's guest is a multiple award-winning garden designer and landscape architect. She won the Professionals Award at Beaver Castle Flower Show in 2023, followed up by a Platinum Award for her border at Gardeners World Live Autumn Fair last week.
Yeah.
You may have seen groovy gardener Chris and Rachel Tame enjoying a nice moment on one of my videos on her garden. It is, of course, Emma Atkinson. Let's get her in.
Did you just say Beaver Castle?
Yep.
Is it not Belvoir?
No, it's Beaver.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was Belvoir. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Just before we start, is it Beaver or Belvoir Castle?
I was told Beaver Castle.
Beaver?
Yeah. But I was always calling it Belvoir
Yeah.
too. And then when I got there, I was told, no, the locals call it Beaver.
That's just
there's some story behind it.
taking the shine off it for me now.
It's like Hyacinth Bouquet.
Exactly. Oh dear, I can't believe that. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. But no, I'm good, thank you. I met the Groovy Gardener and yourself, Mark, last week at BBC Gardeners World. Bit of a whirlwind, to be honest, since but no, just about recovered since then. Yeah.
Chaos.
It was actual chaos. And it was so warm as well. Like on that last day on the Sunday when you guys were there, it was boiling. But no.
I can imagine you're still floating, really.
Yeah. I think I've just come back down now.
So it's a Platinum Award.
I know, again,
Wow.
didn't expect that at all.
Wow.
Over the moon to have received a platinum. Yeah.
I bet. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I didn't go because I was down in Somerset, unfortunately, so I didn't see it in the flesh. But I've seen lots of videos of it, and it looks stunning.
Oh, yeah, thank you. The vision really was I probably you'll know about it, but it was called Finding Your Pink. So I really wanted it to have a real strong theme from going to white to pink. And I think I got that across. I mean, a lot of feedback and people said, yeah, I can really see that. So that was the main goal and I managed to achieve it.
Yeah.
So yeah, happy with that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So what I saw, I haven't read too much about it, but I saw some photographs of lots of new mums.
Yes. Yeah, they were my NCT mums actually. So I had a baby in December, literally December, so she's 9 months old now. And I wanted to do a garden for basically new mums. So I worked with the National Childbirth Trust, so NCT, to basically develop this garden for new mums and basically a place for mums to come postpartum and kind of a safe space. And then I managed to get all my friends down with their babies, which was the icing on the cake, really, to be able to get them. Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I bet it was a task trying to get them all there at the same time with all the babies as well.
It was, and the NCT were there waiting, but you know what babies are like, they were on different schedules, so they were all late, very late, but managed to get there in the end.
Oh no, that was really good. I like that. It's really, really nice.
Oh, yeah, no. I think a lot of people, from what I got from speaking to people, a lot of people seem to resonate with it, so that was the main thing. That was the main thing, really. Yeah.
Definitely. So where did the design come from then?
So I think the designs come, to be honest, from the last 9 months having a daughter. My whole life changed because I've now got a baby.
Yeah, we know that.
Literally like overnight, and you just sit
instantly,
at home, aren't you?
isn't it? Instantly.
So yeah, that's where the designs come from. But I did my garden last year at Beaver, and I really wanted to try and do something again this year. So I just thought, try and kind of tie the two, tie my life experiences I'm going through at the moment and garden design together. And yeah, that's where it's come from, really. And I just wanted to really have a space for new mums.
Yeah, fantastic. Was it hard work?
Oh God. It was so tough. The week before, honestly, that week before, I don't think I slept because I was just worrying about the weather. Like things had flowered too early. I had a Persian silk tree, and it flowered. It had flowered. All the flowers had finished. So I was having to go around literally 2 days before to try and find another one.
Oh, no.
Luckily, I managed, but oh my God, yeah, I underestimated it. Like seriously, underestimated it.
Yeah, I can imagine because both Mark and I have got a bit of knowledge about them because we both help people build gardens
Okay.
at Gardeners World Live.
Hmm.
I helped Kim do hers, and I was quite involved right the way through. And there's a lot of stress.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of stress from the minute you decide and you get chose to do it, I suppose.
Hmm. No, and then when you were building it, did you have the issue of the hot compost, like the burning compost?
No, because it was peeing down the rain most of the time.
Oh, that's probably a good thing to be honest. Because yeah, that was another thing we had to contend with. And then again, I was like, when I left the garden on the first day, I was like, oh, my plant's going to be dead by the time I come back because it was steaming. As soon as you're
Yeah.
digging in, yeah, the soil was so hot.
Yeah, Kim said something about that because she did one at Audley End last year,
Mhm.
and she said the compost was you couldn't even hardly touch it.
No, I had to wear gloves the whole time because it was, yeah, like burning to touch.
Wow.
Crazy, really.
Yeah, Joe
Yeah.
just said Kim had hot compost last year. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so that was another stress really added to it. But yeah,
Just
managed to pull through.
constantly watering it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think yeah, on that Wednesday it was quite a hot day. I think yeah, really hot day. So I literally did have just one person going around continuously trying to water it. I don't know in the end if that was making it worse. I don't know if it was just because it was boiling, it didn't cool down. But yeah, they managed to survive, most of them. Yeah.
Oh wow, brilliant! And you've seen it in the flesh, Mark, haven't you?
Yeah, right up close and personal. Lovely. Some really nice plants in there, and the silk tree did look wonderful. And just
Yeah.
with that backdrop of the hall in the background, it just sets everything up. At those few gardens that get that prime spot, they just have so much borrowed landscape from that hall. It's brilliant. It enhances the garden so much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing, I suppose. It's when you're at the NEC, when you've got the NEC backdrop behind you, or you've got Audley End stately home behind you. That's a bit of a difference.
Different. No, definitely.
Yeah. So have you had lots going on since then? People contacting you and
Yeah, I've had quite a few people reach out. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of yeah, I have. It's been a bit. It was like a whole whirlwind, and now I feel like it's just kind of tailing off,
yeah,
and I'm managing to breathe again. But yeah, it was amazing, an amazing week, just very full on.
yeah, I can imagine. Absolutely
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
and then
So
with 9 months old too, it was yeah a lot.
As well as being a new mum.
busy,
Yeah,
busy, busy.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't want to say it. Beaver Castle. I'm going to have to check this out if it is Beaver Castle or not. So you did a garden at Beaver Castle as well last year. That was your
Yeah.
first one.
Yes, yeah. So it was a smaller one. It was only 2.5 meters by 2.5, so just a kind of tiny square.
Yeah.
But that was my first one, and I did that with the Bumblebee Conservation Trust.
Yeah, that looked fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was really actually really successful. And to be honest, the garden was full of bees, like bumblebees, which was the whole objective. Which I find crazy how the bees can find all the plants within just like 3 days.
Mm.
Yeah, so no, that was my first one. Kind of got a taste for it last year. And yeah, I knew I wanted to do something this year. Whether or not I do something next year, I'm not sure. So there was a bit of a break. But I definitely want to do another one, like, yeah, in the future for
No,
sure.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just saying about the bees finding it really quick. Talking about Kim's garden back in the summer,
Hmm.
she designed some. They were like silver birch rotten posts, and I drilled them as like bee bug hotels. I drilled loads of
Oh,
holes in
cool.
them,
Yeah.
and the second day we had bees going in there and burying and making their homes. On the second day,
It's mad, isn't it?
yeah,
It's crazy how they can find it so fast.
it just shows you, doesn't it? When you do something, they will find it.
It
They will
will.
come.
yeah, definitely. And they really do.
Mm,
Yeah.
Especially
mm.
somewhere like the NEC that's so sterile. It's not like it's a stately home that's got plenty of flowers already. It's literally like normally just grass, so there's no
Nothing there.
decent things for pollinators anyway.
Yeah, that was absolutely. We was mesmerised by that. There was about six of us staring around it, and you could see him flick. He was digging the wood out and flicking it out the back. It was brilliant.
They've probably
That
got
was
it in
that
their
was.
calendar.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's time for the Gardeners World Live. Let's get to the NEC quick.
Yeah, this 2 weeks there's going to be some yummy stuff there for a couple of weeks.
Get some random stuff that we wouldn't usually get hold of.
Yeah, definitely. So before Beaver Castle, you are a garden designer.
Yes.
So is that the reason why you decided to do one at Beaver Castle?
Yeah, so I did landscape architecture, so I've done that for a few years. So it's more, I kind of work on more like large scale residential,
Yeah,
really. But I found kind of in my day job, because I'm doing a lot of new builds and things, the planting palettes people want are just very bland and very kind of, basically all they want is low maintenance and cheap plants.
yeah,
So that's where I've really kind of, yeah, open the avenue of kind of garden design, because I feel like you can be so much more creative, and that's when Beaver Castle, the design came for that, just because it's so small scale and you can really have a say on exactly what plants you're going to include. So yeah, that's why I've gone into garden design really more now. That's it really. Yeah.
brilliant. So the new build gardens, you get they come to you and just say, do they say, oh, I've got a budget of such and such and I want it no maintenance? Is that how it happens?
Yeah, so actually, I work now for Eversleet Garden City. So it's a new 21st century garden city in Kent that we're developing. So we are trying to kind of branch out and be like, look, we're going to be a new garden city. You need to have a little bit more in. But yeah, mostly the developers, unfortunately, I feel like landscaping is always an afterthought. So they'll have the houses
Yeah.
in, they'll have the car parking in, and then they'll have like the most tiny little space for some landscape. So I'm really trying to change that. And then when I'm having these meetings with developers, be like, okay, so how will the planting work? How will the landscaping work? Rather than it just being always an afterthought with a bit of hedging that never really establishes. So
Nobody
that's
looks after it.
not exactly, nobody looks after it. And the most silly thing I always find is like you'll have a balcony and then a fence, and a bit of green in front, but you actually can't get to the green because you've got an enclosed balcony.
Yeah.
So just just silly things like that the developers are always doing, and I'm like, okay. So that's what I do day to day, and I'm just trying to improve the landscaping really around Ebbsfleet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an electrician and I work on lots of new build sites and
Okay.
I see it all the time. Because I'm there from the beginning. Well, not quite the beginning, but I see the builders digging the holes and chucking the rubbish in. And you
Yeah.
think, oh, stop it.
Yeah.
Because we hear it so many times, don't we, that the new builds are just full of bricks and rubble and and it
Yeah.
just
Tops up.
Literally, I hear so many people once they're in their gardens, are finding that underneath the topsoil, it's just rubble.
yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Because an extra skip costs another £350 or whatever, they might as well just get the digger in and dig a hole and
Yeah,
bury it.
yeah,
But because I am a gardener, I just sit and cringe and think, what are you doing? It's awful. And then in the front gardens where you down the drive, they put a bit of turf down for you and a few trees and a little bit of hedging, like you say, and that's it. That's all they
and that's
do.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and most of the time I feel like they put a tree in that's so young, ends up just dying a couple
Yeah.
of years later, or hedging that just gets driven over. Yeah, it's a constant frustration, unfortunately, but yeah.
So do you get to the builders before that bit then, and can you point them in the right
Yeah,
direction?
so I work at the like pre-planning stage. So before they get planning for approval, I work
Oh
with them.
wow, that's right at
And
the beginning.
then right at the beginning, and then also afterwards, once the planting has been installed on site, I'll then go out and review it and be like, actually, because often again, you'll have maybe 20 trees proposed, and they'll probably put in 10 because trees are expensive, and they'll just cut corners. So I go back and say, well, actually, we're missing this, and this. The other 10, exactly. Yeah.
Oh dear. I bet they love you.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Wow. Excuse me. How did you get into gardening then? Where's it all come from?
So I think I've always loved it really, because my parents have had a kitchen garden, had a greenhouse, a lovely garden. So I've always kind of been out in the garden since I was little.
Yeah.
And I still love it now. I actually don't even have a garden at the moment myself. I live in a flat. Hoping soon that will change and I'll get my own garden, maybe next year. But yeah, I think I just always remember, I think my earliest memory is watching Garden as Well on a Friday with my parents, and then doing that, going out into the garden the next day. So yeah, that's where it's come from really. And then went to uni to do landscape architecture. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh.
I didn't know what I was getting myself in for. I didn't even know what landscape architecture was at the time. But I was like, yeah, I'll try that.
Did you just go down the list and go, that one?
That one.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, but it's been great. Great decision.
Yeah, it looks like it. You made a career out of it. You're now doing your own gardens and winning platinum awards.
Yeah.
I suppose that looks fantastic on your resume, your testimony, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, to say I've managed to get a platinum, over the moon, hopefully. Hopefully it'll help a bit. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Show garden next.
Yeah, I would love to. One day. Let me recover from this first. And
It's got to be Garden as Well then next year, Garden as Well live.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Are we not going to get an exclusive here? Come on.
Do you know what? I can't even at the moment think myself.
No, I can imagine.
And also, I felt like I really resonated with the concept I did this year. So, trying to do something again, I need to kind of go back to the drawing board and have a think, because it was really meaningful this year. So, I really enjoyed it. So, just want to make sure if I do something again, it has a lot of impact.
Yeah, I suppose you can't just pluck something out of the air and think it's got to mean something to you.
Yeah. So, but I have a think.
Just can we go through from as a garden designer, when somebody calls you and says, "I've got my garden, can you come and have a look?" What's the process from there? Because I've obviously never done it. I've never had a garden designer. So they ring up and say, "Oh, we've got this new garden." Do you go and see them?
Yeah. So sometimes, if they're local, I'll go and see them, definitely. And then I normally have like a little questionnaire just for them to have a think about what they actually want, how they want to use the space. Because often I feel like, and I'm really guilty of it, you have a vision, but actually you don't really think like how it's going to, like the purpose of it or the function and how it's going to serve like the rest of the family living there. So I always try and understand what they actually want to use the space for, how they use the space, kind of how the sun will be. So do they want shade, do they want sunny spots, and the whole family, so if they've got young children or older people. And then really from there, takes like photos, measure up, and then I'll do like a concept design or a few concept designs just to get some ideas, and then kind of go from there really, and then do a detailed planting design, and then go through to the actual build stage. I do really like to get out on site and put the planting in. I'm a bit of a control freak like that. I want to see the planting and how the planting's going in. So I tend to go and do that part. I have a friend, well, my brother-in-law does a lot of the like hard landscaping and the tougher work, but I'm normally always there to oversee or put to the cards.
There must be so many questions. Just thinking about it while you're saying that, have you got a dog? Something like that. That's so easy. It's just a question like that, but that can make a massive difference.
Definitely. Like recently, I've got a client who's got a cat, or she had a few cats, sorry. And so I was like, okay, I guess we need to design it. Well, she wanted to make sure there's nothing toxic to the cats, have some area where the cats could have, I think they wanted some lawn. So yeah, just really simple things you then actually get out of people, and you're like, okay, so we do need to sign for this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I suppose they want a certain thing, and you say, well, that won't work, or this will work.
Yeah, and it's also practical because sometimes they have a vision or they have like a Pinterest image they want to replicate, but sometimes it's not always possible due to like the aspect if it's a really shady garden, or yeah, it's just trying to also set some realistic expectations sometimes, which is it's a bit tough.
Yeah, Pinterest.
It's quite dangerous, isn't it?
Oh God. But let's face it, Pinterest is like your garden that you've just done. That's a Pinterest garden.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. And even when I was at the garden, I was trying to explain to people, like I had a lot of anemones in, for example, and they were very closely packed together. And I was like, in a realistic garden, this wouldn't be the case because they would grow and they would get huge, really.
Yeah.
So I was trying to say, yeah, to manage expectations. And a few of my pennicetums, for example, they're not always hardy. So I was like, they wouldn't look that good kind of all year round. This is everything in this garden really is at its peak and has been kind of kept behind so it would be flowering at this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah, it is providing a bit of a false image, isn't it? Really.
It is, but then yeah, you're trying to make it because it's all packed in that it's an established garden, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
like you said, if you wouldn't put them that close, you would leave gaps for them to grow
yeah,
for next year,
yeah,
etc.
yeah, exactly. So when I am planting, sometimes the planting beds, again, depending on budget too, but the planting beds do tend to look a little bit spaced out. But I'm like, give it a year, give it 2 years, it will take. But yeah, and you won't have those gaps really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's just patience, isn't it? I haven't got much patience, but you have to be patient in the garden.
I can remember when we were doing Kim's garden, and the judges had come round, and she came back over to us. We were all sitting on the big mound, and she was so excited. She told us, and she said that they asked her that it's not going to look good in the winter, is it, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But we all sat there and tried to think, how can you say that? Because everybody's garden doesn't look as good unless you change it, unless you add things, take things away, tidy up, etc. It's not going to look as good now, is it?
No,
As
no,
it will then. So
wouldn't.
did the judges ask you any questions like that?
No, they didn't say that. Everything I had was quite seasonal, but they didn't say to me, I don't think they did. Again, it's a bit of a blur. I just remember them saying to me, you could have had a bit more breathing room between some of the plants because I did kind of some areas I did really want it to look established, so I had packed them in a little bit. And they did say how would this kind of fare up in a year or two, and I did say you'd have to really probably remove quite a few
Yeah.
or have some gaps. But no, they didn't mention what it would look like in the winter,
In
luckily.
different seasons, yeah.
Yeah,
We
because it
said, well, you don't know. There might be 2,000 bulbs under all
yeah,
that in the spring. They're all going to pop up.
yeah,
You haven't got
exactly.
a
You said
clue.
that. Yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But gardens do take on a different atmosphere in the winter, and it's not necessarily about plants. It's more about the actual structures of like the hedges and the trees and stuff like that.
yeah,
So, as
absolutely.
long as you've got all that right, you don't necessarily need flowers in the winter,
No,
or even
no,
No.
exactly.
seed heads or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's the thing in my garden. I don't touch my garden now until early spring probably, or maybe late winter, because I like all the seed heads
yeah.
and
Mhm.
all the birds love it. I just leave it. I
Leave it.
don't
Yeah.
worry. Maybe I might pull a few dahlias out if I think they're going to get a bit wet, but that's about it.
No, we definitely don't want a wet winter, please. Not after last year.
No, Mark definitely doesn't want to. I think Jo said she's got a very established garden, and she did lots of gaps. So yeah,
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 so
it's,
yeah, this happened. And I don't have.
don't know, lots of gaps. Yeah. Did you have a massive team with you?
No,
You didn't.
no, I didn't at all. Do you know what? And so many other gardens did, and I was very intimidated because it was just my husband and my mum, and then my sister came. So
Brilliant.
it was very, yeah, family. So I didn't have a big team at all. My mum helped lay the path. She's not a bricklayer or anything at all like that. But yeah, she did that for me. And then my husband, who hasn't ever really been in the garden, came out and yeah, came and helped me. And actually said how much he loved it. So need to
Oh,
remind him of
bonus.
that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, so there's yeah, mainly just three of us doing it, and it was 2.5 days to build. So it was a lot, but yeah, we got it done. Yeah.
So you had 2.5, or it took 2.5?
No, we had 2.5. So we yeah got there on the Tuesday, and we had to be finished by I think it was 1 p.m. on the Thursday, and then the judges come around at 3.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nail biting
Oh,
time
it
on that
was.
Thursday morning.
And I was the first one, which actually I think worked out better because I got it over with, and I was like, you know what, less time for the plants to die in the boiling soil. But no, yeah, it was good. Got out of the way. And they weren't half as scary. I'd built it up so much in my head, but they really weren't half as scary as I thought.
No, I bet they're not there to
No.
make you feel failed, are they? They want you to keep going. They want you to move on and do something bigger and better next time, don't they?
Definitely.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Gardeners World Live next year.
I'm not making any promises yet.
We'll scrape one out of you before the night's up.
You had the wonderful David Horian very close to your border as well, so you could see what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah, and he had a big team of people. I know obviously his was the show garden, but he had a big team of people. Yeah, so again, I was like, gosh, a lot of people there, a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
But no, he was actually really, really helpful. He did come over on the day before the judging, and just actually said to me, you can have some more gaps, like let them breathe a little bit. So that was probably the best advice he gave, because I just managed to tweak a few things. Yeah, but no, he was really, really, yeah, useful to have next door, really.
Oh, so when he said that, did you think, oh, I'll just pull a couple out then?
Well, yeah, I think when you're planting and you're kind of I was just kind of tuned into the plants and just what goes there. I sometimes struggled to actually step back and look. And when you did step back, I could see actually, you know what, some things were a little bit too crowded. So yeah, very grateful that he said that. So I did pull a few things out before the judges came, and they still said it was quite crowded.
Wow.
So I dread to think what it was like before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big thanks to David then.
Yeah,
Well, if he hadn't have said that, you might not have pulled them out.
I don't think I would have done. No, so grateful for him.
Lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I so wish I'd have come, but I couldn't, no problem. I keep hopping backwards and forwards because things keep popping back into my mind about this and that. And you said when you've designed gardens, you love to go and get in amongst it and get the plants in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. You've got to get in there and make your design come alive.
Yeah, I do think that, and I think especially like just setting out the plants. I do just want to. I like to see how the like from the plan to the actual real life, how it comes together.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's a few things that I always think sometimes need tweaking a little bit from kind of plan to real life. But yeah, most of the time I'll always go and set it out and try and do the planting, really, the soft landscaping. Yeah.
That's the fun part anyway.
Exactly. It is the best part, I think. I don't want to be like laying paving or anything. Don't want to take that part. Yeah.
No way, don't do that bit.
No. No. Yeah.
So when you do finally get a garden,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
house, have you got anything in there already?
I don't know. To be honest, do you know what? I have just found a house, and I'm hoping. Well, we actually just got the offer accepted today, so it's quite a great day.
Wow.
With the garden, so it'll be my first actual garden. So no, I haven't got any ideas yet. I mean, the garden sold. It's not a huge space. It's really not, but that's what sold it to me. The house.
I was just about to say, lots of people who love gardening, the garden is the first thing. That's it. Yeah, well, I love the garden. Yeah, we can sort the house out another time.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. I managed to, yeah, persuade my husband to see the vision of the garden.
Doesn't matter the house is falling
No,
down.
exactly.
Look,
No,
garden.
no.
But yeah, all I know is that it's east facing, and yeah, it needs some work, but just to have my own garden would be brilliant. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see how
definitely.
it goes.
So, do you think you're gonna have some veggies in there?
Definitely, I do. I love growing veggies. I actually was just planting some winter potatoes today, so hopefully have them for Christmas.
Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas potatoes. So yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely have hopefully a raised bed to do some garden, yeah, to do some vegetables, and also I want my daughter to be able to. I want her to be out there in the garden and doing it too.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, yeah, we'll see.
yeah. Get her out there from day one. That's
Definitely, yeah.
get it inbred
She
straight
will be
away.
doing gardening. Yeah.
Get some mini trowels and mini forks there.
Yeah,
She'll love it, won't she? I'm sure she will.
yeah, I think she will.
So do you
Wow,
have somewhere to grow at the moment then? Do you have a
No,
little
so I
space?
just use my parents' garden at the moment, help my mum in there, and they've got some raised beds there. Yeah, so that's kind of where at the moment that's all I have. At home,
Mm.
like at the flat, I had a few kind of like potato sacks and things, but I don't know. I didn't get out there and watered them really as much as I should, but it's not really convenient always when I'm like up 2 stories.
No.
Um, but yeah, next year, hopefully.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be good. I hope so. We see lots of Instagram pictures of all that.
And do you know what? It's just a shame I'm not already in because I probably would have replicated the garden I put at the BBC garden as well into my garden because
Yeah.
I was
Do
heartbroken.
that.
I was heartbroken to see it dismantled because I didn't have I was trying desperately to have like a home for it, but I just couldn't get
Mm.
anything secured. So I ended up selling quite a few off, and then I've got about half left, but they've just been kind of scattered between friends and family, really.
Yeah.
But every time I was selling them or getting rid of them, I was like, oh, it's just a little bit broken.
Could have been mine.
But what a crazy time that is! That couple of hours at the end of the day,
Carnage.
they were
Absolute carnage.
like absolute. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. It was
Yeah,
like blowing a whistle. It's like,
yeah, it was mad,
and
and yeah, absolutely mad.
we couldn't pull them out the ground quick
No,
enough.
I know. Yeah, it was wild. But it was good. At least I only because I was my main goal was if I can't relocate them, sell them off, and then yeah, have half hopefully at home, and I did that. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
try and put some money back in the pocket again.
yeah, and that as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that is
Yeah.
that we found it quite hard. Well, very hard when we were dismantling the garden. Kim's one. I keep referring back to Kim's because that's the only one I've ever done. But that was really hard pulling it apart
Yeah, yeah,
because the
it is.
amount of love and everything that went into putting it together,
Yeah,
and the amount of
and
joy that it brought people for that them 3 or 4 days, and then you just sit there and just
ripped apart.
ripping it
Yeah,
apart.
and
Oh,
like I was saying that I said it's taken us like 2.5 days to put everything in. Like everything's been thought out. People were saying how emotional they felt for looking at the garden, and then within like a matter of hours, it's dismantled.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I guess that's yeah, that's the reality of it. But even then, even once I dismantled it, I was like, oh, I hope I got enough videos. I hope I did this. So next time, I need to make sure I'm videoing it all. I have got a mix, but I feel like I should have got more.
Yeah.
I would say there's thousands probably of pictures and videos of your garden floating around.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
I've got enough. I have documented
I was going to
it.
say, I'm sure if you put a post out on Instagram saying, send me all your pictures of my garden, they'll just go,
No, it's true.
yeah, you'll have more than enough.
And not only that, it also appeared on television, didn't it?
Yeah, actually, it did. It appeared on ITV News. So that was that. Yeah, that was. I think that must have been on the Friday evening because then a lot of people were coming up and saying, "Oh, we've seen you and your daughter on the TV."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, I didn't know that.
crazy
No,
moment.
that's good. Yeah.
So how long was it? When did you find out you had got the garden that you could start doing it?
I think it was. I think. Do you know what the deadline was? I think beginning of May, so it must have been around June time. June, July. So it didn't. I felt like it wasn't. No, maybe about June. Yeah. So it wasn't loads of time, but yeah, it was enough. And
Oh,
I did leave kind of sourcing the plants. I had a few, and I bought a few quite early, but most of them I did kind of get in the last, I would say, 3 weeks, just because I was so worried about them flowering too early or dying. Or, yeah, it's just the UK weather, you can't predict it, can you?
no,
So
no.
I didn't want the stress of that. Yeah, yeah. So I think I
Did
had
you
probably 2 months.
you had your plan already before they even said yes? That well, obviously
Yeah,
you've got to
yeah,
put the
yeah.
plan in, haven't you? To
Yes,
be
yeah.
yeah.
Submitted the plan in. So I had a rough idea of what I would do and a plant list. Again, the plant list did have to like deviate a little bit because of things that just peaked too early, I found.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I managed to kind of get most things. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So did you
Exciting.
literally go and wander around a nursery sort of beforehand and just pick out what you wanted for what was
Yeah.
going to be ready around the right time?
Yeah. Do you know what? Cobblers actually in Kent, they were really helpful. But then I spoke to them, they're like, oh, David Hurrian's also been here. And I was like, oh no.
Ooh.
I was like, oh God.
He's cleared them out.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to know that. So I managed to get what was left. No, I managed to find quite a few, and then to be fair, they kept them for me, just so yeah, I didn't have to be worrying about the watering and everything.
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice. That's
so
nice.
yeah, and then it was just, especially that last week, once the tree had, the other tree I had flowered, it was just a case of literally phoning up all the nurseries in the area and seeing if they had a Persian silk tree in flower.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the one I did get, it was in flower, it was brilliant, but it was a lot smaller than I'd hoped for. But yeah, I do think I made the right call with it being in flower, I think, rather than a bigger one. Um, yeah, because I feel like that was probably the most asked question is what's the tree? What are the flowers on the tree?
Oh,
Um,
right.
so yeah, that was good talking point.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
it's definitely the unusual plants in a show garden that get sort of pinpointed for people, and they're like, "Oh, what's that? That's a new
Uh,
one. I've seen that before."
yeah.
Because I mean, most garden centres then sell the generic things, so when you see something that's not usually at a garden centre, it really does draw the interest for people.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, I did find that. Yeah.
Have you kept that tree?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have. The tree had to come back. Yeah. So no, that's probably the one thing I will keep is the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the one that didn't flower or did flower but flowered early?
No, do you know what? I managed to actually give that back in the end
Oh,
to the other
oh,
nursery. So yeah,
nice.
that was a bonus to be fair.
Yeah. Mark, can you see that the last message from Jenny Wren? Because I don't touch the comments. My comments normally stop. If that's why you're wondering, no, I don't want to touch my comments. If I touch them, they just
Great.
stop. So I read them, but I don't touch them.
It says the show organisers should arrange for places for the gardens to be relocated: hospitals, residential homes, schools, community gardens, community centres, therapy centres, etc. If the designers have no plans for it.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice idea actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think because that is something that has to happen in the big like Chelsea, that they
yeah,
have to be relocated, don't they?
Yeah,
But I suppose with the gardens like yours and Ben's and Kim's, who we know, a lot of them is funded by yourself. So
mm,
yeah.
to try and
Unless
get
they give you a bursary to buy
yeah,
the plants off you or something.
that's the difference, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That is true.
that must be
I was very
really
lucky that
hard.
I managed to get some funding from the NCT. That's why I was really trying to hope because they mentioned it could have gone to maybe a community hub, and I would have been happy with that because I didn't manage. Yeah, I had some funding,
Yeah,
but I do think otherwise it is just a chance, isn't it, to kind of get some money back the sell off.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
think so. Yeah, that would be nice if they could all go and be picked up and relocated. But you got to think, to do that, you need the staff to be able to do it as well. You got to take it up and transport it, and then get people to put it back in again. It's
that's true.
it's a lot of money, isn't it?
And have an identical size space to move it to as well.
Yeah,
or something similar.
something similar. Yeah, exactly.
I was actually listening to a podcast this week, and they were talking to somebody from a different country where they do show like garden shows slightly different, and they actually put in show gardens and leave them there for the whole year.
At
the end of that year, they then do another show garden that stays there for the year, which is really interesting. You'd really have to design that to have the different seasons rather than for that 3 days. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, so it has to work, but I suppose they'll have to tend to it for the year as well.
Yeah. It would have to be managed show something. It'd be a big commitment for either the garden designer or I don't know how it would work. But it is an interesting idea because there's a lot of opposition to garden shows. How throwaway the society of it all is.
Yeah.
But I love garden shows. They're just so special. It'd be a shame to have them.
Yeah,
definitely. But it would be good. You think if they made the gardens say in spring, and then they have a couple of open days in each season.
The spread
to go back, so you could go back each season and see how they're changing. That would be amazing.
It'd be an interesting project for the designers as well. To design it, sort of legacy of it.
Yeah.
But again, you couldn't just do it. You would have to add to it and remove and things. You couldn't just put it in and leave it, because I suppose your garden, if you put your garden in and left it in another couple of months,
it wouldn't be looking great.
That one. I'll touch my comments now. You need sponsorship, I guess. Spent so much time in the Queen's Hospital, no green space, big fat pigeons. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need proper sponsorship to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You need some
weeds and stuff.
Yeah.
But it must work in the other countries, because otherwise they wouldn't do it. So there must be some kind of plan. So it'd be interesting to go over and see that. I
did listen to that podcast a while ago. Who was it, Mark?
I'm trying to think who it was. Was it the organic one with Chris Coleman? That's what I've listened to that this week.
Possibly. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I've never looked. But it's definitely an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do it.
Road trip.
Oh, wow. So, absolutely loved seeing your gardens on, because obviously when Mark told me you were coming on this week, a few days ago, I've just looked at your Instagram, and your garden's been amazing. I've seen lots of pictures of it, and so this part of the show now, Mark's got a lightning round of questions.
This is the hard part.
It's getting quite good, really, because I'm starting to notice patterns in all the guests. Yeah, you can see.
We need a graph.
If it falls off. We should do. Yeah, we have to go back and see and make a graph. See what's happening. Fire away.
The first question is a really hard one. Tea or coffee?
Oh, tea.
Oh, that was a bit of a stumble.
Depends what time of day it is.
Yeah, no, I would say tea. I'd always rather drink tea.
Second one, flowers or edibles?
Edibles.
Oh, wow.
I prefer. Yeah, I prefer myself.
Brilliant.
Beach or forest?
Beach.
That's gone the other way.
What's your go-to emoji on a text message?
Normally the laughing crying.
Laughing crying, yeah. That one's come up quite a lot, actually. That's probably one of the most popular ones. If you could have only one snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pringles.
Good choice.
Yes, that's a good one. Oh,
Pringles.
once you pop.
Yeah.
That's true, though. It is true.
Soon disappears, doesn't it? Packaging. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Excellent. Finish the sentence. My perfect day would be.
Uh, a day at the beach with dogs. Yeah. Walking the dog.
Drinking a cup of tea and eating Pringles.
Cup of tea. Yeah. Going for a nice walk. And eating Pringles, exactly.
Sounds like a good day to me. Sowing seeds or potting on?
Sowing seeds.
Good choice. Spring or summer?
Summer.
And today's favourite plant?
I would say the Pennisetum rubrum at the moment. That's yeah.
They are looking
That's a new
good.
one to me, but from the show garden. Yeah, I love that.
Really pretty. If you could have unlimited compost or unlimited seed, what would you choose?
Probably unlimited compost. Yeah.
Good choice.
Costs loads of money.
Yeah. Don't have enough.
And the final one, if you could choose one plant to describe yourself, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. Can I choose it? I'll maybe choose. I don't know about that. Maybe I'll choose a silver birch. I love a silver birch. That's not a plant, that's a tree,
Oh,
but
Counts,
I love
definitely
a silver birch.
counts.
yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite tree, really.
Yeah, everybody loves the
Yeah.
silver birch.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially in winter.
Yeah.
Really good winter tree.
Yeah, it's the first Latin name I ever learned, so I feel like I'm always drawn to it.
What's the Latin name?
It's a Betula pendula. I think I'm saying that right, but yeah, that's how I always say it.
Bog standard one, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really, really interesting chat.
Oh,
You
great.
survived the lightning round.
I was a bit nervous then.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. And can't wait to Gardeners World Live.
I'm not sure.
You will. Couple of weeks' time, it'll all sink in and you say, right, what's next?
What's next?
It'll be the garden at the house first before Gardeners World Live.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Can't wait to see what you do in your garden as well. Make sure you post lots of pictures of that.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Fingers crossed. Yeah, hopefully.
Brilliant.
No.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Emma. See you later. Lovely to meet you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, so interesting. The garden design stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So interesting. I love all that.
Yeah, something I do little designs and stuff like that, but and planting plans and stuff like that. But it's something that I've never really not. I prefer what I do, obviously, because that's why I do it. But it is a definite art. And again, it's probably because I'm not that good at art that I never went into it, because I didn't enjoy doing it. I didn't enjoy doing the pictures or anything like that.
You don't get your watercolours out and have a little.
No, it was always a struggle when you were doing those parts, when you were doing horticulture, and it was like, you've got to do it. Design and spend ages over this piece of paper, and I'm just like, no, I want to go out and play with the plants.
Yeah. Yeah,
Give me a pair of secateurs.
Just give me loads of plants. I'll go and design it as I'm doing it there and then.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder, in your own garden, you don't really draw it down that often, do you? Most people just ad hoc it and crack on. But yeah,
exactly. That's all I do in my garden. Like I've said a million times, and this only this year, last year, I've been bothered with the actual garden, and all I've ever done is just put that there, put that there, put that there. I've never thought about colours or anything.
No.
I've thought about heights a bit more this year. It's a bit more of the taller things towards the back, and that kind of stuff. But I suppose that's how it goes, isn't it? You just learn as you go.
It must be nice to know that you've designed so many, gardens, and you can. I know they might not stay the same, but to have put your touch on somebody else's space must be quite special. Really.
Yeah.
A bit like designing buildings as well.
Yeah. And I guess they've got to be looked after, haven't they? That's the thing.
That's the thing. If people have paid money to have it designed, you'd think they'd actually have the interest to.
You would have thought
make
so.
it. Otherwise, it's an absolute waste of. I mean, it's not cheap, is it? Having somebody come in and design your garden.
I wouldn't imagine so.
Especially down in London.
Yeah. I can't believe my comments are working.
First time ever.
Yeah, I know. Look, Joe said, talented lady, very talented. I love talking to garden designers, really do. Jenny Wren, I spent the wet winter drawing and playing the garden. Oh, wow. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? I might I'm going to buy myself some grown-up felt pens. Redesign mine.
Yeah.
Ooh. Right.
How's your face?
It's held up. I can feel it, but it's held up. I thought I was going to be going wincing and holding it, but no, it's been all right. But...
Tapping out, saying, no, I've had enough. I'm going to lie down.
Yeah. I'm all right. I haven't eaten yet, so I don't know what
Soup.
that's going to do. Oh, I've got curry. I'll keep it all on this side. That'll be all right. I'll take my time. Yeah.
You were still eating at breakfast.
Take it with me. So we're going to Glee on Thursday.
We are.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, Joe said, I'm with you. No artistic talent. I love playing with the plants, and I'm changing mine in winter a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glee. No idea what it is, really. Don't know what to expect because I've never been before.
No,
but
likewise.
I've seen pictures the last few years of other people going.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to go and represent Green Finger Charity.
Hey, it's going on Thursday as well. Brilliant.
There is.
Yeah.
Leanne, yay! Not seen Leanne for a while. That'd be nice.
Lovely.
Another award-winning garden designer.
Platinum,
People's Choice, and what was the other one? Something else. Best in Show.
Best in Show. Was it the kids? Kids liked it. I can't remember.
Everything. It was fantastic.
She took the whole lot, didn't she? That was lovely. I did like Leanne's garden. Fantastic.
Been hiding under a rock.
She's only just come down from her platinum. Yeah, I bet. Right, okay. Gonna go. Have some more tablets and eat my curry.
And try and get your teeth sorted so that you're not in pain on Thursday.
I'm gonna ring the dentist tomorrow morning and then see what they do.
Good luck.
I'm sure it's just going to be a fill-in and then some antibiotics.
Yeah. Well, they might not do a fill-in if it's infected. Maybe you might get antibiotics and then told to come back.
Oh no! I'm popping more drugs then. Yeah. Right, thanks ever so much, everybody. That was a great chat, Emma. Thank you very much.
See you next week.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.